Super. So we are already live on about 3 Facebook pages and 2 Facebook groups. Numbers are not yet showing, but I hope okay, they are showing now. So a total of about 400 odd on the Facebook group 1, 327 on Facebook group 2, 642 on 3 Facebook pages put together. I think it's a slow day. So let's start it off. And good morning to all of you out there. And it's good to have some of the finest European institutions being represented here. I have Bard College Berlin. I have Trinity College Dublin. I have University College Dublin. And I have Saroj Daruwara from La Roches. All right. So just one more time to everybody who's listening to us, quickly in the chat, if you can listen clearly, and if you can see all of us clearly, give us a big yes if you can listen to us. Super awesome. All right. Without wasting much time, let me quickly go to Stephanie. Stephanie is head of admissions with Bard College Berlin. She carries over 10 years of experience in international higher education. She has been a Fulbright scholar for and before she moved from US to Germany on a Fulbright scholarship. And she has also worked for German Federal Foreign Ministry before transitioning into higher education. So Stephanie, let's have your pitch about Bard College Berlin, and you have 5 minutes.
Hello to all of you, and thank you very much, Abhishek, for the kind introduction and also for inviting me to join today. Thank you to all the parents and students for taking time out of your weekend to listen to us. I'm just going to quickly share my screen so that you have a few things to look at as I speak for just a couple of minutes. And here we go. So you're looking at Berlin's Museum Island. This is the Bode Museum. It's a sculpture museum. And in the background, you also see the iconic Berlin TV tower at Alexanderplatz, which is one of the main squares in what used to be East Berlin. This is a group of our students in the city center, and we choose this picture to start off with because I'd like to convey to you that Berlin, the city of Berlin, is part of our campus. We are located in the northeastern part of Berlin, but we're well connected by public transport to the city center. It takes about 30 minutes on a direct tram line to get from our campus to where the students are standing. The basics about Bard College Berlin are that we are a private, nonprofit, German-American liberal arts college offering 4-year undergraduate, so bachelor's, degrees in the humanities and social sciences. We are part of Bard College, which has its main campus in upstate New York in Annandale-on-Hudson. That's about 2 hours north of New York City. And students benefit from this exchange with our partner university in the United States. They have the option to spend up to 2 semesters studying in the US if they'd like to, though we are also part of the European Erasmus Exchange networks, and we have partner universities throughout Europe as well. Just going to quickly move to the next slide. These are some basic facts. We were founded in 1999 as the European College of Liberal Arts. I mention this because we have a different origin story than many American universities in Europe. It's not that Bard College in the United States was looking for an attractive location for a campus. Rather, we existed already as a German university. And once the decision was made to become a state recognized university and offer full undergraduate programs, we started looking for a larger academic partner, and we became part of Bard College in the United States. We are very small. We have just 260 students, but they come from 60 countries, including India. We offer 5 majors within 2 degree programs. And we're accredited in both Germany and the United States. All of our programs are taught in English, I should mention, though students do learn German while they're with us. This is just a quick look at where our students come from. Everywhere in Europe, also the United States, but all over the world. And we have over 40 languages spoken on campus. I also like to draw attention to the fact that the majority of our students are receiving some level of financial aid or scholarship. This is a very quick look at the programs we offer. We have 2 BA programs. So the first is our BA in Economics, Politics, and Social Thought. Students in this program have the chance to specialize in economics or politics, but everyone who does this program does our core curriculum, which covers sort of the history of Western intellectual tradition. So you take Greek civilization, medieval literature and culture, Renaissance art and thought, a course on the Enlightenment, the origins of political economy, and you end with modernism in the 20th century. So you take that broad base, that's the liberal arts component of our curriculum. Then you also specialize in your major, so in economics or politics. You have some choice for electives, so you could also take courses from our arts program as part of your economics and politics degree. And as I mentioned, you would learn German, if you don't already speak it, to at least an intermediate level. All of our students write a thesis in their 4th year under the supervision of one of our professors. This is a very quick look at what our economics and politics graduates do when they finish. They go to graduate school in public policy and environmental policy. They've been admitted to master's programs in the United States and in Europe. Some of them go back to their home countries and work for government agencies, and still others are working in the private sector for business or for consultancies. Our other BA program is the BA in Humanities, the Arts and Social Thought. And here students can major in art and aesthetics, that's like art history and the philosophy of art, ethics and politics, or literature and rhetoric. They do the same core curriculum as the students in the economics program, so everybody has to do that. Then they specialize in one of these 3 areas and also learn German and write a thesis. But you can see in the design of this degree that there are more electives built in. So in the humanities program, you have even more choice than you do in the economics program. What do students do after studying humanities, the arts and social thought? They go into journalism. They pursue an academic career at Berkeley. They do master's degrees in performing arts, or they go to law school. These are just a few examples, and there are many different paths opened up by this degree program depending on what students focus on in their studies and also what they do in terms of internships or professional experience along the way. Very quick note about our academic year because it's different than most universities in Germany. We have the American academic year, so we start in September and run through the end of December, and then the spring semester starts at the end of January and runs to the end of May. Here in Berlin, we've been fortunate so far that the pandemic has progressed in a way that has been manageable and allowed us to open this semester with presence-based instruction. So case numbers are rising here as well, but at the moment we are still able to have seminars in person. Students wear masks and there are precautionary measures in place, but we are open. We are offering, though, blended and online courses for students who weren't able to get here, and professors are prepared to transition back to online instruction at any point if that becomes necessary. We are a private university in Germany, so you may have heard that university is free in Germany, and that is true for the public universities, but we are a private university. We don't get any support from the German government, and that is why we charge tuition fees. Our comprehensive fee is 28,350 euros, but that includes tuition, room, and a full meal plan on campus. We have need and merit-based scholarships available, and the award amounts range from smaller partial scholarships of 5 or 10,000 euros all the way up to the full comprehensive fee. And I've included the link here of where you can find the full list of our scholarships. This is a quick look at the inside of one of our residence halls. We're a fully residential college. Students live on campus for at least the first 2 years of their degree. We have a 24-hour on-call residential life staff, and our staff assist students with all aspects of moving to Germany, including the visa process. We also have a robust mental health support team. And here at the end, I've just dropped in 2 QR codes so that you can find out more about us. This one on the left is where you can sign up if you'd like to receive our newsletter with details about how to apply. This one on the right is a link to our Instagram feed where you can get impressions of what's going on campus right now. You can meet some of our students and professors. So I'll stop there, and I look forward to talking to you.
Thank you so very much, Stephanie. But is it true that 70% of the students in Bard College Berlin end up getting some kind of financial aid or scholarship? Is that true?
That is true. Of course, not all of them receive a full scholarship, but they do receive a partial scholarship or level of aid.
Super awesome. Now we have my very good friend, Nilanjana Shin from Trinity College, Dublin. Nilanjana is the Senior Recruitment Advisor for Trinity College. She has over a decade of phenomenal experience in international higher education. She has already spent 9 years earlier with London Metropolitan University. She holds a professional diploma in marketing from the Chartered Institute of Marketing UK, and she's a bachelor's from Delhi University. Nilanjana, over to you. Your 5-minute pitch about Trinity College, Dublin.
Thank you, Abhishek, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us here on a Sunday afternoon. So I'll quickly share my screen and take you through what Trinity has to offer. So this is Trinity, and like I said, I'm delighted to be here. I'll just turn it to the slideshow. Right, so I'll quickly tell you about what Trinity can do, what Trinity offers to add a unique edge and acceleration to both your education as well as your career path. But before telling you about Trinity, I will provide a very quick overview of Ireland to give you an insight about the real post-study career outcomes and also the abundance of industry interface that is available through projects, internships, and part-time job opportunities during your journey as a student. So Ireland is the fastest growing economy in Europe, and that is due to the presence of over 1,200 leading global companies, and a majority of these companies have their European headquarters here. With Brexit, it is now the only English-speaking country in the European Union, and it offers a 1-year stayback or job search visa for international students. ICT, financial services, medical tech, and biopharma are the key sectors of Irish economy. It is world's second largest exporter of IT and computer services. Global giants like Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, IBM, LinkedIn, Twitter, Intel, Accenture, HP, just to name a few, have their European headquarters here, while Dublin is Europe's hub of eminent gaming companies. Neck to neck with ICT is the financial services sector, which is led by more than 250 global firms, including 25 major banks of the world. Ireland is also the top European country for international pharmaceutical investment, with over 300 leading biotech, pharma, and biopharma companies. Last but certainly not the least is the medical tech sector that has made Ireland the second largest employer of medtech professionals in Europe. We have more than 450 world-leading companies, thus offering substantial employment opportunities for science and engineering graduates. At the same time, Ireland is also the most entrepreneurial country in Europe, so there is a lot of support available in terms of funding and mentorship for all kinds of startups. Moving now to Trinity, which is one of the 7 ancient universities of the world. It was founded by Queen Elizabeth I under the same legal charter as Oxford and Cambridge, and today we offer the same quality of superior education. What this means for our students is that they are educated at an institution which has centuries of experience of designing education and delivering education. Trinity has actively built on its tradition of academic excellence, and in our 428th year, we are ranked 101st in the world and also among the top 100 for employability of our graduates. We are also the most entrepreneurial university in Europe for the 5th consecutive year. This is our 47 acres campus located right in the heart of Dublin city centre as a part of Global Innovation Hub. This slide is to give you an insight about the kind of industry collaboration, industry interface that is at hand at Trinity, largely because of its location as well. And this slide showcases E3, which is a multi-million euros initiative at Trinity, which is first of its kind in the history of Ireland and among the first internationally. E3 focuses on engineering, environment, and emerging technologies. As the slide shows, the E3 Research Institute will be located at the heart of Grand Kennel Innovation District in Dublin, which essentially is the Silicon Valley in Europe. Our new facilities are due to be ready by 2021. We have 24 schools across 3 faculties, and we offer 116 programs as 4-year honors degrees in a wide variety of disciplines. For a majority of our programs, we are ranked among the top 100 in the world. Our Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences is the largest faculty with 12 schools, and it offers honors degrees, which are single honors that are listed here in white, and also joint honors programs, which are marked here in yellow, in subjects ranging from English, history, economics, political science, mathematics, to drama studies, film studies, music, modern languages, philosophy, and sociology. We also have 2 very popular broad-based programs that are on the lines of liberal education. One is BEST here, which is Business, Economic, and Social Studies, and the other is PPES, which is Philosophy, Political Science, Economics, and Sociology. Our School of Computer Science is among the top 100 in the world and is a major center of Science Foundation Ireland, hosting state-of-the-art research facilities called Adapt and Connect. Our 178 years old School of Engineering is also among the top 150 in the world. And we also offer 5-year integrated master degrees in both computer science as well as engineering. And that would include a 6-month paid internship component. Trinity has an ideas workspace called Tangent, and within Tangent is Launchbox, which is a student startup accelerator program, helping students to grow their ideas and secure investment funding. To contextualize, in 2019 alone, Launchbox secured over 4 billion euros in investment capital, which is a phenomenal amount of money. Trinity graduates are the most highly sought after by top employers based in Ireland, and we have an unmatched track record of tech startups. This slide also includes some examples of those tech startups. This is the image that sums up an undergraduate science journey at Trinity. Our science programs are the result of the vision of our alumni, Professor William Campbell, who won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2015. Students can enter one of the 4 science streams that we offer. Global Business by far is the most popular program for Indian students at Trinity. This is a core business program spanning the full spectrum of international business. Trinity has an active collaboration with Columbia University, New York, through which students spend their first 2 years studying in Trinity and their final 2 in Columbia University, and they get their degrees from both universities. These are the subject areas that are offered under the dual BA program. We have over 300 collaborations with top universities throughout the world where students can choose to study 1 semester or a full 3rd year of their program. Our general entry requirements are a minimum of 80% aggregate. For IB, the overall points required range between 32 to 37, depending on the program. And then we have the A-level requirements listed here as well. Additionally, programs like science, computer science, engineering, and business have subject-specific requirements. We have one intake in September, and applications commence on 1st October of the previous year. This year being an extraordinary year, we had pushed our intake for 2020 by 4 weeks, and accordingly, our application period for 2021 intake will now commence on 1st November. All applications are online through the course page on our website, and we issue conditional offers on the basis of predicted grades and 2 academic LORs that are mandatory. Our annual fee are about 19,000 euros for all programs offered by the Faculty of Arts and Humanities, and about 26,000 euros for all lab-based STEM programs. The estimated all-inclusive living costs are 13,000 per year. We offer a small number of partial one-time scholarships of 5,000 euros. These are merit-based scholarships for which the students can apply after they have received an offer from us. We also offer dedicated scholarships under the E3 initiative, and these are for our engineering and science programs, which include an award of 4,000 euros for every year of the program. I'm conscious of the time constraints, so I'll wrap it up here. This is my email address. I'll be happy to provide further information, so please feel free to reach out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nilanjana. Because Ireland is such a phenomenal economy in Europe, it is very entrepreneurial. One of the largest exporters for medical engineering equipments from Europe, and really entrepreneurial. The headquarters of most of the IT giants of Europe are located out of Ireland. And that's why we have one fine university represented by Surbhi Joshi and Orla McCarthy, University College Dublin. Orla is International Student Coordinator with the School of Business at University College Dublin. And Surbhi, my dear friend, she is manager for South Asia, stationed here in Gurgaon for University College Dublin. Which one of you would like to give a pitch about the university?
I think we'll split it into half.
All right, great. So there you go. Over to you.
Sure.
Please be quick. Tell us why we should actually think about University College Dublin.
Sure. Thank you everyone for joining, first of all, on a Sunday afternoon. And I will just quickly tell a few facts about University College Dublin. And my colleague from TCD has actually given a good overview about Ireland. So I'm not going to talk about that. University College Dublin was established in 1854. It's Ireland's global university and one of the largest university in Ireland. It's ranked top 1% of the institutions worldwide in the overall 2020 QS World Ranking. It was placed 177 in the world. In 2020, QS Top University by subject, 4 subjects ranked in top 50 and 13 subjects in top 100 and 33 subjects in top 200. University has a student body of over 34,000 students with more than 8,400 international students drawn from 140 universities. So it's a good diversity from students coming from all cultural backgrounds. Students are actually attracted to UCD by the university's strength of teaching and research. Another draw for international student is the program portfolio. UCD offers Ireland widest range of programs which are recognized and valued by academic institutions and employers throughout the world. We offer 70 plus bachelor's program and 290 graduate programs. We have 6 colleges starting from business, science, humanities, law, social sciences, engineering and architecture, and finally health and agriculture science. The duration of our programs are 3 to 4 years for undergraduate and 1 to 2 years master's degree programs. These programs, many of our courses include industry internship as well, which gives a very good exposure to the students who are studying with us. The university is ranked number 1 for graduate employability in Ireland and 74th in the world for 3rd consecutive year in 2020 QS graduate employability ranking. The career services UCD offers to the student are top class. Finally, a lot of students definitely have questions regarding funding and scholarships. So we offer wide range of scholarships, and student excellence and achievement are actually recognized in UCD through a variety of scholarships program, specially catered for Indian students. We have scholarships ranging from 2,000 euros to 25, 50, and finally 100% VV Giri Global Excellence Scholarship. It's called VV Giri Scholarship because VV Giri, who was former president of India, studied his law in UCD. So yeah, I mean, these are some of the points which I can talk about. And I am joined by my very dear colleague, Orla, from the business school. So I would like her to talk if anything I've missed or anything she would like to add.
Hi everyone. No, Surabhi, I think you covered everything. I'll just give you a little bit more information about the School of Business. So I'm from the Quinn School of Business, which is the undergraduate arm of the UCD College of Business, which is ranked in the top 0.5% of international business schools. So we're in the top 90 business schools globally. We have about 98,000 alumni. 40 chapters in 20 countries, including 3 in India. So we already have experience of working with a lot of Indian students. And in fact, we're noticing that there's a lot more interest at undergraduate level from Indian students, and we're delighted to have them. So we have about 2,000 students in the undergraduate School of Business. We have 5 undergraduate programs, and students come from 50 different nationalities. So this is something that I just thought might be of interest. And then we have about 97% of our graduates are in employment or further study within 12 months of graduation. So as Surabhi said, we have very high employability from graduates from all our programs in UCD, but also particularly from the School of Business. We offer paid internships on 2 of our undergraduate programs. And in fact, there are paid internships and unpaid internships offered as part of many of the programs in UCD. We have a very active careers center on campus, and they will give support to students for up to 18 months after graduation. There's also an innovation center on campus, which helps students bring any entrepreneurship ideas to fruition into market. And then we also have an innovation academy to help students at undergrad explore the different ways that they can bring ideas to market or bring them from an idea stage to something more active. What else? So the accreditations in the College of Business, so if students come to the College of Business, they'll know that they're coming to the top business school in Ireland. So that's something to bear in mind. We have 5 undergraduate programs, so we range from general business, which is Bachelor of Commerce, right through to economics and finance, which is a very specific quantitative program. So we're happy to answer any questions. We're happy to talk to anyone today or after today, and I look forward to interacting with everybody some more. Thanks.
Thank you, Orla. That was super wonderful. Do they teach networking at a B school in Ireland?
Yeah, well, I can't speak for other business schools in Ireland, but in our school we deliver networking. We have through different modules that we offer. So we have a very interactive, collaborative learning style. So we encourage students to get involved with that, but we've a lot of collaboration with our alumni. So we have a very active alumni mentoring program. Wow. Where we have alumni come in and work with undergraduate students to help them build those networking skills.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, let me give you one piece of advice before we go to my very good friend, Sarosh Daruwala. My one piece of advice is, wherever you're sending your child to, whether it is Trinity College Dublin, University College Dublin, Bard College Berlin, or La Roche, please ask your child to learn the facets of networking. Networking is the most important skill in life. And if the child starts early and child understands the power of networking, networking compounds like money in a stock market. So please encourage your child to go out there and network. All right, now I have Sarosh Daruwala from La Roche School of Hospitality Education, one of the finest schools in the world. La Roche is based out of Switzerland, one of the most beautiful countries in the world. And I happened to take the virtual tour with Sarosh the other day. And I told Sarosh that, is it possible that I can come for a summer program? Because you have such a beautiful campus. Sarosh has over 30 years of experience as an educational counselor. He is one genuine person who says that he is not a counselor. He's an hotelier who turned counselor by passion. La Roche is possibly among the top 3 hospitality schools in the world, Sarosh.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I would want you to tell my audience, what is it about La Roche that it is there in the top 3 of the world? Also, please do spend some time and tell the audience that hospitality is not hotel management. Right? Over to you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having us over here on this wonderful platform. Thank you to all the parents and all the students. I'd like to speak about La Roche, and just to briefly introduce myself, I'm also an alumnus of La Roche. I graduated in 1985. I've worked in the industry, and as Abhishek mentioned, kind of gravitated towards counseling and counseling students. And I have a lot of success stories for people from the industry. Also, to build on what Abhishek said very briefly about networking and the importance of networking. Well, in hospitality, we have a saying that net worth is network. If you have a network, that is your net worth. So I'll quickly go over to my presentation. I will share the screen and run you through La Roche. Sorry, just give me a minute. So La Roche started in 1956. We have more than 60 years of teaching experience. We're located in beautiful Switzerland. Quickly about our ranking, we are accredited by the New England Commission of Higher Education, one of the 6 official accrediting bodies of the United States, also the same accrediting body that recognizes Yale, Cornell, and MIT. So that is the level of education that we're talking about. We're also ranked in the top 3 worldwide for hospitality. This is by the QS ranking, and we've maintained this position, be it at number 1 or at least within the top 3 for the last 15 odd years. So really, really proud of that. You know, when I graduated, it was all about hotel management, which was very vocational. This was a vocational industry. But as the industry became more business focused, it grew into hospitalities, and diploma programs that we originally studied started becoming degree programs. So hospitality is not just about hotels and resorts, restaurants and bars, travel and tourism, which is pretty cliched, but that is now evolving, and it has evolved into the hospitality experience economy, which covers areas like events, sports, entertainment management, luxury retail, careers in marketing, management consulting, real estate, theme parks, finance and investment. We have full BBA degrees with a professional qualification. So somebody who would like to study business administration, but have a career at the end of it, I think the program that we offer is really, really attractive. This is a career that's meant for somebody who's adventurous, a people's person. At La Roche, we really like to say that, you know, we bring the student down to the ground where they realize they have to start from the ground up. We teach our students to roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty. And we do it in this beautiful environment. This is our campus at Crans-Montana in Switzerland, 1,300 meters over sea level. Beautiful summer and winter destination. It is said the air is lighter than champagne, and I can truly attest to that. At La Roche, we focus on entrepreneurship, innovation, which is at the core, sustainability, because it's so important in this world, and digitalization. These are our core areas. We have 2,700 students across our different campuses, coming from 100 nationalities, 52% girls, 48% boys. We're also in the Guinness Book of World Records for the maximum number of nationalities in a university swimming pool. Something quite strange. We are big, but we are very focused on personalized learning. 15 students to every faculty. This is our campus. We're fully residential. We have 5 restaurants and bars, 2 swimming pools, a football field, gymnasium, music room, everything that is available for the students' development, not just academically. And this is really what is special about La Roche. You don't just come for an education, it becomes a way of life, which is why you see me sitting here on a Sunday morning with a tie, because it becomes a lifestyle. We have fabulous restaurants which are open to the public. All these are run by the students, for the students. Our fees are all inclusive. They include accommodation, insurance, books, materials, uniforms. The rooms are clean for the students. Everything is included except pocket money and airfare. Here you see some of our accommodation that we have in Switzerland, beautiful buildings, 2 room with an attached bathroom, single rooms also available. Lots of course, summer and winter activity with so many nationalities. There's a very popular cultural night on campus, and India has been winning that for the last 3 years. We have a beautiful campus in Marbella. We chose Marbella as a location because it's the single largest concentration of 4- and 5-star hotels in Europe. Again, a fully residential campus for restaurants. We're in the Andalusian part of Spain, so great gastronomical experiences for our students. This is more of a beach location in Switzerland, where our mother campus is, it's more of a mountain location. The program that we offer is a full Bachelor of Business Administration degree in Global Hospitality Management. 2 intakes every year in February and September. Each year divided into 2 semesters, totally 7 semesters, 5 of study, and 2 compulsory paid internships, which could be in Switzerland, Spain, or in any part of the world. We have a staff of 10 career development people that actually help the students find their internships. We also offer specializations, which are in entrepreneurship, and we're very, very happy that almost 40% of our students end up becoming entrepreneurs. We focus on digital marketing, specialization in financial performance management, and in Spain, we also have the option of resort management. Admissions requirement, when we're looking at a student, we're looking at a first class. We're looking at a well-rounded student. Clearly, marks are not the only criteria for admission. There is a stringent interview process. Basically, we want to make sure that the student is a right fit and we can deliver on their goals and dreams. We're very proud of our internships and career statistics. 94% of our students have a job on or before graduation day. As a professional university, this is very important and provides validation for the ranking that we have. We have more than 200 companies coming on campus every year and 3 internship opportunities. So it's not, will I get an internship? It's pretty much where I want to go. You can see some examples of where our students go. And I have to say at La Roche, we have roughly 7 to 10% of our students come from India. So really, opportunities to study in one continent, work on another. You also have, as I mentioned, for hospitality, it's not just about hotels. So you can see here that students do their internships with large brands. All this is absolutely possible. Again, it's a whole learning experience. Also here, you can see some of the companies that come on campus to recruit. We have exclusive partners, our partnerships with Apple, Montclair, Valentino, Booking.com, Bloomberg, which is financial analyst firm, KPMG, Disneyland, Louis Vuitton, you name it, these opportunities are open to students. So, I mean, my one message to students and parents is that for most people that thought that hospitality was a career in just hotels and restaurants, well, that whole perception has changed and we're at the forefront of it. You can see some of our alumni. You can see, I mean, even Viraj Mehta is, who works with the World Economic Forum in Switzerland, is one of the students that I counseled, as is Parv Sondhi. Radha Arora, who's the president of Rosewood Hotels, is my senior, actually. So lots of success stories, I mean, that I can share. You have my contact details here. I'm located in Mumbai. I do have the good fortune of traveling to Switzerland twice a year, and I've been going back for 30 years. It's like home. So with that, I'll wrap up that La Roche is not just a school, it's a way of life. And someday you'll look back and realize that it all started here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarosh. And so rightly said that hospitality is much more than hotel management. It is a way of life. It's the way of treating yourself and the way of treating others. It's a great place where you can even start working for some of the luxury brands, top-notch luxury brands of the world. Now, first round of questions. We have about 170 odd people in the Zoom room, and there are about 2,342 people watching you on Facebook. Just a small request to all the panelists. If you can drop your email IDs into the chat, my colleague here will be able to drop the email, because there are a lot of people on the Facebook asking for your email IDs. And since we are live on Facebook, my team will be able to copy your email ID from the chat and post it across the Facebook Live. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, to all the people who are attending, we have circulated a form in the chat. You have heard all the four institutions. You can showcase your interest. Whom do you want to get in touch with? What program you are interested? And all these panelists out here will ensure that their team reaches out to you to give you more information about the programs that they offer, about their fee structure, and about any scholarships that you're looking at. The form is now coming into your chat, and you can showcase your interest. My first question is to Stephanie. Stephanie, you are a liberal arts college. Can you, in a very simple manner, for all the parents who are attending and for all the mothers who are there in High School Moms Facebook network, in a very simple manner, explain to us what is liberal arts and what are the programs that are offered under the liberal arts category at Bard College Berlin?
Yeah, so the basic idea behind liberal arts is that you should study a range of things rather than just one thing. So all of the programs at Bard fall under the liberal arts idea, and that is, if you remember from my brief presentation, the core curriculum, where all of our students, regardless of whether they're studying economics or arts, they have to take this core that begins with Greek civilization and goes all the way up to modernism, and gives students a taste of many different fields of study. One other feature of liberal arts education is that you don't have to decide before you start what your specialization will be. So our students decide in their fourth semester through a process called moderation what their major or their specialization will be during their studies. So it gives them time to explore different fields. I know this from my personal experience. I never would have gone on to do a master's in public policy if I hadn't had the space and the opportunity to explore a few politics and economics courses in my undergraduate studies, even though I was a German major. So this is the real advantage of liberal arts education, the ability to explore, to try out different fields of study, and also to engage with the bigger questions. These are the things that help you figure out what you want to do in life.
All right. I was on mute and I didn't realize. My next question is to Nilanjana from Trinity College Dublin. Nilanjana, both you and Surbhi and Orla, you come from one of the safest, you're representing one of the safest countries in the world. It's among top 15 in the world. So no more pitch about Ireland. You have summed it up beautifully why Ireland is a great place to study. My question is more about your School of Computer Science, which you said that is ranked really top notch. And a lot of students today look at varied careers which emerge out of computer science. So I'll expand the question a little bit. While you talk about School of Computer Science, can you also tell us what kind of careers will emerge for a candidate who would study and pass out of School of Computer Science at Trinity College Dublin?
All right. So our School of Computer Science is also a major research center for science found in Ireland, which is called Connect. And it focuses on developing innovative network technologies for diverse application requirements. And it also focuses on Internet of Things and building real test beds. I'm hoping that these details would also answer your question about the careers that one can look ahead to. And in addition to Connect, we also host one more research center of Science Foundation Ireland called ADAPT. And that specializes in global communication, massive volumes of big data, multiple languages, and also devices. So research at our School of Computer Science ranges from artificial intelligence to graphics and vision technologies, as well as statistics and information systems. And our graduates are the most highly sought after by top employers based in Ireland, and also being the most entrepreneurial as well as the most innovative university in Ireland, we have an unmatched track record of tech startups as well. So essentially, computer science at Trinity is an immersive program. It covers the breadth and it covers the depth of the subject. Students can choose the 4-year course, which is fully taught, and the other option is the 5-year integrated professional master's qualification, which includes a 6-month paid internship in year 4. Apart from that, we also offer computer science and business, which is a joint program, and it is offered in conjunction with Trinity Business School. Years 1 and 2 are common, where students pursue modules from both the subjects. And from year 3 onwards, students have a choice to major in either business or computer science. And there is also an option for joint honors or double majors in both the subjects. And a third very unique program is Management Science and Information Systems Studies. And it is an advanced program for students who are aiming to graduate with multidisciplinary skills, such as being numerate, as well as business and computer literate. And this program focuses on 4 distinct areas, and it provides our students the opportunity to undertake a project for a client in the real business world in the 4th year. For this program, the career outcomes range from information technology management to quality control as well as marketing. And for graduates of this program, they are particularly sought after by leading management consultancy firms as well as financial firms, both in London, New York, the IFSC in Dublin. So that spans, the kind of outcomes, both in learning and career, that students can look ahead to if they choose to study a computer science degree at Trinity. I hope it answers your question.
Indeed, it does. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in listening more from Nilanjana Shen or applying to Trinity College Dublin, go ahead and fill the form. It is again coming in the chat, and show your interest towards what field of study you are interested in and which university do you want to reach out to. That brings me to Orla McCarthy. Orla, I understand that University College Dublin ranks #1 in Ireland when it comes to global employability since last 3 years. Yes. So employability is not a question there, because you have been there on the top of the charts for back-to-back 3 years. My question is the experience of internships. Like there are great internships which Nilanjana talked about at Trinity College Dublin. Can a student expect the same experience, or what kind of an internship experience a student can look at when he or she joins University College Dublin?
Yeah, there are internships offered in many different programs. So in most of the schools, well, in business definitely, and in a lot of the other schools as well, in science and engineering and so on, we have specific staff members that work with our companies to make sure that students are getting, valuable learning experiences through internships. So for example, in the School of Business, we have a team that work specifically with employers to develop the roles that they will give students. What we're noticing is a lot of employers are actually using internships for undergraduate students as a recruitment opportunity. So they're taking students on for 6 months or a year, depending on the program. It's a year in the College of Business. And they're using that as a way to see if these students fit with the culture of their companies. So what we're noticing is that more and more students are coming back to final year with a graduate offer already. And in fact, what we're noticing is from our, surveys and things, that students who do internships are actually 100% employed within 12 months of graduation, because they usually go straight on to work for a graduate employer. Not necessarily the same person they did their internship with, but because they have that valuable experience already, which is really important. So it's mandatory in some programs. So for example, in something like physiotherapy, students absolutely must do an internship because that's how they learn. In something like business, it's optional. And it's usually highly competitive where it's optional.
Right, I get it. All right. So my question to Surbhi is, Surbhi, you have a specific global center present in India which offers support to the students who apply to University College Dublin. Is that correct? And what kind of a support the students and their families can expect from your global support center in India?
So yeah, Abhishek, we started our operations in India in 2015, and it has been really phenomenal, change which we have seen in terms of the students going to the university. We have, when we started, there were about 250 students, in 2015, and last year we had about 850 Indian students who had joined us. So we haven't compromised on quality. It's just that we have received very, very high volume of interest, and this is because the students are getting really, really good opportunities in Ireland. That's the reason, numbers have gone high. And also because we have India presence, it becomes really easy for parent or student or counselors, like you, or working with various, colleges and universities. It's become easier for them to connect with us, and we have provided support from their applications since the time they reach over there. In fact, there is student support over there. However, first student would like to reach to us in India, and even if they have small issues as well. So that's the kind of support which we give them. And not just student support, the India office also has really very good reach out to Indian universities. So we do a lot of networking with Indian universities in terms of, exchange programs, student exchange, teacher exchange, and also Indian companies as well, so that their degree becomes recognized here in India as well. So these MNCs also, we have good networking with them. It plays a big role.
Wow, wonderful. I personally feel, and this is my request to all the universities and colleges on the panel, look at the difference in the numbers. When I did a panel discussion for UK and Ireland, and both UCD and Trinity were represented there, we had about 400 people in the Zoom and about 5,000 people on the Facebook. The moment the branding changes to Europe, the number becomes half across both the platforms. Is it that people are not aware that Europe is an alternate destination to US and Canada, and they need to be more aware on the fact, the kind of opportunities and the quality of education which Europe as a continent can throw, especially Germany, we're talking about Dublin, we're talking about Switzerland. What better than studying in these places? But it is possibly not getting branded. And I personally feel that people like us have a lot of responsibility to start talking about alternate destinations than just US and Canada, because the world order is going to change post-COVID, and it might not just remain pro-US all the time. And we really need to do a lot of branding right. Going to that, my question to very good friend and somebody I really respect after the discussion the other day, Sarosh.
Yes.
Among top 3 in the world, one of the most fabulous campuses, which is luring me to go and do a summer program, if you can allow a 40-year-old, because your entry requirement says 17 and a half. Believe you me, I am still 16 at heart. So if you're ready to take 16 at heart kind of a age, I'm all game for coming. What is that La Roche does so right that it it maintains that spot in hospitality and luxury management and entrepreneurship. What do you do it right?
Well, I think really what we do right is innovation is at the core of our existence. We really train the students. As I said, we bring them down to ground level and we build them up. We hone their attitude to be one of service, because if you had to define hospitality in one word, it equals service. And where do you find service? Everywhere, wherever there's people to people connect. And I think that a business education with all the soft skills is what positions us at a premium with all the industries that I spoke about a little earlier. The La Roche student is also a disruptor, but in a good way. Okay. We constantly challenge the hospitality ecosystem and the way it operates. We have been a trendsetter in the industry, and we are also thought leaders. So we work really well with the industry because they are our partners. And I'm really, really proud to say that even during the pandemic, I mean, La Roche's outreach even to India has been simply amazing. We contributed 30,000 meals to migrant workers at the outset of the pandemic. We had our own students who have restaurants, who did selfless service during a time of need. And I think this is just something that, kind of gets ingrained in you, which is why we say it's a way of life. I think really that's what makes us special.
Wonderful. So let me start the second round with you, Sarosh, because you were coming in the end. So now my second question first to you, and this question is coming from Facebook. The lady Sakshi Kar, she says on Facebook that I never thought hospitality can lead to other careers apart from hotel management. My question to Mr. Sarosh is, so I'm reading it from the Facebook, so I've just taken it. My team has given me on the paper. My question to you is that what are the kind of careers, if you can tell us, which my child can do? Because for me, it was more about business management all the way. And after listening to you and seeing your slide, she says that I never knew that I can look at anything other than hotels. So what are the kind of careers which La Roche can offer to its alums once they graduate?
Okay, so let's start with events. You could be working with an event company, managing large events, working with, to put it in an Indian context, with companies like IPL. You could become a wedding event planner. Weddings are big businesses in India. You could work with luxury retail, managing the brand, managing the events for the brand. You could work in the financial space, becoming an asset manager, managing the balance between the owners and the operators of businesses. And this is a very delicate relationship. You could be in client servicing in terms of finance, marketing, consultancy projects. You have La Roche graduates who have been chief executives for companies like Chroma in India, and very, very diverse areas for students to take their careers in.
So is it fair to say,
with airlines, cruise lines, all of these? Yeah.
So is it fair to say that if somebody wants to work for the Louis Vuittons of the world and Tory Burts of the world, one can look at La Roche as a possibility?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I had a student, Siddharth, and he's from Ranchi, and he's looking after the entire, luxury shopping at Doha International Airport, where he manages 11 brands.
Right.
So, I mean, the opportunities are simply endless. And you have to remember, with luxury retail, it's all about the customer experience, customer retention management, and customer relationship management.
Super.
And again, I emphasize it's the soft skills in addition to the business which sets us really apart.
Wonderful. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear more from Sarosh, go ahead and fill the form. If you are only and only interested, then only please fill the form, because these people are in for serious work. and they would want to talk to one student who is serious and not 100 students who are not serious. So if you're only serious about applying to that particular university, go ahead and show your interest. The form is right there in your chat box. My next question is to Orla McCarthy. Orla, you are one of the largest campuses across Europe.
Yes.
Right? We've already talked about how beautiful a country is, how safe the country is. Can you explain me what are the benefits of studying in Dublin for an Indian student? Why should an Indian student, because for him or her, going to an international destination, right, possibly means the same amount of logistical headache, whether I'm going to Canada or whether I'm going to as close as home to Singapore. The logistical headache is same, right? So why do you think somebody should look at UCD, number one, and then specifically Dublin as number two?
Okay, well, as you mentioned earlier, you know, Ireland is one of the safest countries in the world. We're in the top 15 safest countries. UCD campus is about 350 acres. We have the largest urban campus in Europe. So we're about 20 minutes from the city centre. Everything is right there on campus. We have about 100 student societies. We have about 80 sports clubs. We have all the facilities. We have accommodation on campus, all of that. So we have a very vibrant campus community. It's very diverse. Students will be exposed to all sorts of different cultures, backgrounds, languages, you know, viewpoints, you know, all sorts of diversity on our campus. So we have about 35,000 students coming from 140 countries, as Surabhi mentioned earlier. So that experience alone, even if you did nothing else except get to know other students, now obviously we want you to study and study hard, but you know, getting to know people from diverse backgrounds really opens up the mind, and it helps students learn a lot about the world and how it works. And that's part of what we do in UCD, is we encourage students to get involved, to get to know each other, learn about different things. Dublin as well, because we have lots of different multinational companies, lots of different you know, tech companies, pharma, everything. We have people working there from all over the world. It's extremely multicultural. It's a relatively small city globally. We have about 1.2 million people in Dublin, so it's quite compact. But again, it's very diverse population, lots of different opportunity for students to meet people from other places. Wonderful. as well as people from their home country. We have quite a good Indian population, and we have lots of links between Ireland and India. So we have very active Ireland-India Council. There's lots of activities like that. We have very similar history, background. We're both countries that were colonized, so we all speak English. It's, you know, so we have lots of different interactions and ways that we can connect.
It's so good to hear that you have a lot of Indian connects and you have a lot of history with India. We are one of the oldest civilizations in the world, so having connect with some country or the other is pretty natural for us.
Yes.
Surabhi, my question before I go to Nilanjana, my question to you is, Ireland is known for a lot of biomedical engineering kind of companies, right? Post-COVID, we are possibly looking at a world where biomedical engineering or microbiology can become great careers. Does University College Dublin offers careers in courses in biology or sciences? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our science school is one of the strongest school, has really very phenomenal research going on in that area. Talking about biological sciences, especially, there were students interested in it. However, you know, from India, you see the mindset that people only think about medicine when you talk about, you know, sciences. That's the first option which they think about. We do have medicine program. However, there are varied careers, you know, apart from medicine, which you can be in the same industry, maybe, you know, produce drugs and treat patients rather than just being doctor to treat patients. So there are various different programs like biological sciences, biotherapeutics, toxicology, biopharmaceutical engineering. So these are some of the different programs which we offer, and they take you to various careers also in this field. And pharma is a very, very huge you know, sector in Ireland, which provides job opportunities in this area. So yes, we have extremely very good programs even in undergraduate, which are 4-year programs, will have internship as well, and master's programs too.
All right. So I have a question for Sarosh. Sarosh, why don't you see the chat? There is a question.
Yeah.
If you can answer it.
Yes.
And Mrs. Devi, the question will be answered by Sarosh himself in the chat because I'm going by the turn. My next question is to another good friend of mine, Nilanjana, and Nilanjana will also be available on our Global Ed Connect, which is coming up on 21st of November. So you will get an opportunity to speak to Nilanjana face-to-face over a virtual platform. Nilanjana, you mentioned something about Colombia, all right? I have no reason not to accept this. I applied to Colombia and I got rejected, right? So if you can give me or my kid an opportunity where he or she comes to you and can study in Colombia, it's a great deal. So my two questions back to back, and please, I request you to keep it short because I have to do one more round. What is this thing about your tie-up with Columbia? How does it work? How can students take benefit of it? And what is this thing you mentioned about E3? Because it sounded very phenomenal. It's a multi-billion-dollar project, right? What is this thing about E3?
All right. So first about Columbia. So we have an active collaboration with the Columbia University in New York. And it is a dual BA program where students will be spending their first 2 years in Trinity and their final 2 in Columbia, and they get their degrees from both universities. So in 2018, we launched the first dual BA program with our Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences and Columbia School of General Studies. At the start of the collaboration, it was limited to 4 programs. And in 2019, it has expanded to 7 humanities programs and 2 science programs, which include neuroscience from our biological and biomedical science stream and geosciences. So the dual BA program, one, that it has an earlier deadline of 2nd January, and also that students have to meet the requirements of both Trinity as well as Columbia. Therefore, they will need additional essays, and there is an interview with a panel comprising of both members from both the universities. So currently we have programs in classics, ancient history and archaeology, English studies, European studies, film studies, history of art and architecture, Middle Eastern and European languages and cultures, and the 2 sciences that I mentioned.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, you know, I wasn't aware that honestly that Vivi Giri is, has been an alumnus of University College Dublin. And I was definitely not aware that Trinity College Dublin has a tie-up of sorts with Columbia. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking at studying in Ireland, these are the 2 of the finest universities that you should definitely need to research about. Find your pick, see where you fit the most, and go ahead and fill the form and let the respective university rep reach out to you. My question to Stephanie. Stephanie, you are I will call you as a small, big college, all right? Why? Small in terms of number of students, big in terms of reputation. Now, you have a legacy of Bard College, US. So I'm sure while you say that, yes, your admission cycle and everything is kind of in line with the with an American system, not in line with the German system. Can you just explain me when I say that you are a small but highly international college, what is the kind of mix of students are we looking at Bard College? I mean, what kind of nationalities we are talking about? Will an Indian student feel out of place or like they will feel at home at UCD? They can also expect to feel at home at Bard College, Berlin. Over to you.
Yeah, so our students come from really all over the world. We have German students, American students, students from across Europe, but we do have students from India and Pakistan and Singapore and China and Northern Africa and the Middle East. So I think what helps all of our students to feel comfortable and to feel at home is that they are going through a shared experience. Most of them are taking a huge step, not just to go away to university, which is a big step already in your home country, but to move abroad, for many students, to a country where they don't speak the language at first, and to meet people there from all over the world. I think that our Indian students feel very comfortable on campus, and I say that because they're over proportionally represented as leaders of our clubs. They are the student representatives on our academic senate, which is one of the governing bodies of the college. Both of the reps are from India. They take the initiative to start organizations and clubs, and I think that they feel very comfortable and happy with us, even though our Indian population on campus is smaller than from other countries. But I think that it takes someone who is looking for something other than the typical university experience to even consider BARD, and to take the step of going somewhere like Germany. As you said, most students are looking at the US, they're looking at the UK. And so BARD is a place for students who are looking for something different and who are really about the academic experience, where they know their professors, they know all the students that they're sitting in a seminar with, and they want to pursue serious academic study.
I promise you, Stephanie, one thing that I will take upon myself as a career coach to promote Europe as a destination, to promote Germany, Ireland, and Switzerland as a destination, because I personally feel that parents need to be aware about the opportunities which exist, and unfortunately, they are too, the mind is too cluttered with just US and only US. Even if US is going to go down the drain, they would still keep on thinking about US without thinking about alternate destinations. So with that, what we will do is, we have a super beautiful property called HSM Talks. And tonight itself, my team will reach out to each one of you individually. It's a very, very candid conversation which happens late in the night at 10 o'clock in the night, India time, on Friday evening. And over next 2-3 weeks, we will have 2 of you in the same talks. Let's go out there and talk about Europe as a destination. And let's not market our institutions there. Let's start spreading the awareness about how beautiful that continent is and why it makes sense for somebody to go out there and look at alternative destination like Europe. So my team will reach out to you, and we'll do that on HSM Talks and speak right to the heart of the parents of high school moms. Coming to Sarosh. Sarosh, again, this question is coming from the chat. I will give you my background to it. Everybody is scared that post-COVID hospitality sector will crash, right? What they are not aware is that hospitality sector crashed. It's in the past, okay? Post-COVID, the counterintuitive approach is that it will come back with a bang, because people have got really sick of staying at home for 6 months, 7 months at a stretch. Practically 2020 has been wiped off. And once the borders open up, once the sector opens up, it will come back with a much more vigor, much more strength than ever before. What do you think about it? What are your thoughts about post-COVID world and the hospitality sector and luxury sector?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, COVID was really a challenge for the hospitality industry and the hospitality sector. Airlines, all of this comes under the same sector. So clearly this was a big hurdle that we had to surmount. Hotels are clearly, adopting new operating practices for the safety of the guests, providing more personalized experience. What we've seen with the limited opening is the trend now is something called revenge travel. It's the new trend. People are really seeking maybe not to go too far, but typically around 200, 300 kilometers of the area that they stay. So let's say if you stay in Mumbai, then any area within a 200-kilometer radius or a 200-kilometer radius of Delhi, these are the destinations, smaller properties, which are more resort because being smaller is perceived as being safer. Also, we see that wedding events have also taken a hit, and they're being broken up into smaller components. Wedding parties take over the whole properties. Event managers are facing up that challenge also very well. So we can also see that by January 2022, very realistically, we will re-hit occupancy levels that we were before the pandemic. In fact, this November in India itself, we will see an occupancy level of 40 to 45%, as against typically 80% in hotels in India. And of course, in other parts of the world where Germany, Switzerland is also the safest country in the world for the way it has handled the pandemic. Also along with Germany, we're very proud because we're a disciplined people. And, even at a time like this, we have our students who have joined the October batch. Our campuses are functioning with full face-to-face learning. We've handled quarantine issues on accommodation for our students. There's really no problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me congratulate Saroj Daruwala for arranging. La Roche arranged 30,000 meals for migrant laborers when the lockdown was announced here in India, and 30,000 meals were distributed here in India. And the credit goes to this gentleman, Saroj Daruwala, who was
to La Roche, yeah.
To La Roche, but it cannot happen without the support of the local representative here in India. Thank you, Saroj, for that gesture.
No.
Now, my next question is to Orla, and this is my final question to you.
Sure.
Science, I understand. You represent undergrad school of business, I understand. Why between you and Survi, give me 5 courses that a typical Indian student really looks out for at University College Dublin.
I think Survey is probably a better place to answer that than me, but
All
definitely in business, economics and finance and the Bachelor of Commerce would be our top programs in the School of Business. But then Survey might like to answer about other programs across UCD.
Survey?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Abhishek, what I would like to say in this is we at UCD receive more than 5,000 applications, not even 5 actually. Last year we received 7,000 applications from all over India, including South Asia. But obviously, India plays a very, very big part. Now, I cannot name only 5 courses because we offer very huge number of courses, more than 290 different programs at master's level. Business obviously is a popular choice, science, and then even our School of Social Sciences and Law receives a very huge interest from Indian students, and then engineering. So these are all areas where we receive application. There is not, I don't think there are any courses where we don't receive application from India. So we receive applications from breadth and width of the different subjects which we have. So yeah, I mean, that answers your query.
It does. So ladies and gentlemen, it's not about just those 5 courses. If your child can think about a course, my sense is UCD Dublin will have a course to offer to your child, as long as your child is fitting into UCD. With such a huge number of applications, obviously both UCD and Trinity are highly selective schools. So what you really need to do is apply well in time, apply on time so that you are able to get the offer letter on time, and you can then be ready for your logistics. That's the most important rule when you're looking at applying internationally, not only for UCD and Trinity, but worldwide. Nilanjana, my last question to you is, we talked about computer science, we talked about engineering, we talked about E3, we talked about your Columbia partnership. How about kids who are interested? I heard that there is a beautiful course called PPE, which is also there across various other European universities. But what are the courses that you offer in fine arts and social sciences and humanities? We haven't talked much about it, so quickly if you can share.
Sure. So our Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences is the largest faculty. We have 12 schools in it, but the most popular ones for Indian students are, of course, business, English, histories and humanities, law, psychology, and social sciences. The faculty offers single honors and also joint honors programs, and there's a wide variety, like I talked about during my presentation, be it English, history, economics, maths, drama studies, film studies, and all of those. For most of these programs, we are ranked among top 100 in the world. For example, our School of English is among the top 25 in the world. Legends like Oscar Wilde, Jonathan Swift, Samuel Beckett are among our alumni. Similarly, our schools of history, political science, psychology, and economics are also very highly ranked. And BESS, which is Business, Economic, and Social Studies, is more on the lines of liberal arts that I mentioned, and also PPES. They are just as popular and equally competitive. But I know you've already only asked about the Faculty of Arts and Humanities, but I would also like to mention about our biomedical engineering as well as our biological sciences programs. So we offer 4 streams of sciences: biological and biomedical, physical sciences. I also saw a question about astrophysics. So yes, it is a specialization of our physical sciences, and then we have geography and geosciences. The programs are similar in the sense that the first 2 years are common, where the students study the basics of that discipline, and then they choose their specialization. The same applies to engineering, and the same applies to our sciences. And the logic is that students are in an informed situation to make a good decision about what they want to study as their specialization, because engineering at the high school is very different from what it is offered at a university level. So that is the rationale, and that is how our programs are designed.
Thank you, Nilanjana. Thank you so very much. My question to Stephanie here. Stephanie, most of the Indian parents are, and I will rather like each one of the panelists to also listen to this question. And after Stephanie, if you can also answer on behalf of your respective university. Most of the Indian parents and students, they always have this question: will I be allowed to work maybe part-time while I'm doing the course in that university? Now, the rules and regulations can change from country to country, and Europe being as diverse. So we generally in India, we say that our dialect changes every few miles. The same happens in Europe as well. The language changes every few miles. I mean, every few miles, the country changes. So, so my question to you is, will a child be allowed to work part-time if he or she is studying at Bard College, Berlin? Over to you, please.
Yes, that is possible, not just at Bard, but at university in general for international students in Germany. So this is a big advantage of Germany compared to, say, the United States. International students in Germany are allowed to work. They receive a work permit along with their student residence permit, and it allows them to work part-time. And at Bard, we also offer on-campus jobs. So we have students working in the library, working in my office, working in the cafeteria, in the dormitories. But students can also work off campus, and that is not limited by their citizenship as an Indian national.
Super. What happens at Dublin? Surbhi, are the children allowed to work? Maybe Orla, if any of you would like to answer this question. Surbhi, if my voice is reaching you.
Abhishek, the bandwidth was...
Can you hear me now?
Sorry, Abhishek, the bandwidth was very, very low. So you are asking about... Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. So, Surbhi, I'll pass on the question to Orla. Orla, are the students...
The network bandwidth is extremely low. Yeah.
Yes, so Abhishek, yes, the students can work part-time when they're in Ireland, when they're studying. So they can work for up to 20 hours a week when they're in class, and then in holiday time, they can work for up to 40 hours a week. And then obviously they can stay back after graduation to work for either 12 months or 2 years, depending on whether they're graduating from an undergraduate or a graduate program.
Super. Nilanjana, the rules apply to your college also remains the same, right?
Yeah, that's right. But here I would want to make a differentiation at the undergraduate level. Definitely, we encourage the students to look for part-time jobs with the rationale that it does feed into their learning. But at the postgraduate level, because these are condensed one-year programs, we definitely and categorically ask them to, have their undivided attention to their academic pursuits while they are on the master's program and look at the stay back option for their part-time or full-time job search. But undergraduate, yes, we would encourage them to look for part-time jobs and work on them.
Super. Sarosh, how does it work with La Roche? Obviously, most of the students are working, running the cafeterias, running the restaurants and the bars.
Absolutely.
But is it a part and parcel of their training at La Roche? Or are they also allowed to work outside La Roche?
It's a part of their curriculum. They can also work on weekends. We don't recommend it simply because our program is full-time. It's Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. So, and they have a lot of activities after class. So really that doesn't leave much time for students to work, though some of them do freelance with other bars, restaurants, or, patisserie shops in the area, which we're very famous for. What we've incorporated into our program are 2 compulsory internships, which are mandatory and which have credits, all which lead towards the completion of the program. So I think the student really, when they come to La Roche, it's really about the student experience. We don't want to distract them with taking on more physical load when there is already more than enough given to them on campus.
Wonderful. All right. So, my request to each one of you out there is if you can, we will be circulating the names of the people who have shown interest in your respective institution. We have also circulated the form on the Facebook because, and I'll be very happy to share the screenshot of Facebook in some time with all of you. On just one page, the figures are 1,105, and I'm talking about 5 pages that you reached out to. So I'm very happily going to share the screenshot. My also another request to all of you is that my team will reach out to you maybe by tonight or by tomorrow morning to arrange for that one candid talk. It is our duty as a community which is representing Europe that let's go out there and spread the awareness that it is one beautiful destination which children and parents should ideally think about. So I will be requesting you to come as a guest speaker on my HSM talks in the weeks going forward. And I hope that you guys will honor my invitation. With that, thank you so very much, all of you, for joining in. Just one quick second, and I'll be taking a group photograph because while all of you were talking, I tried taking many, and most of us were looking really funny. So look into your cameras with a big smile. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so very much, Nilanjana, Shen. Thank you, Orla. Thank you, Stephanie, Surbi, and Sarosh. Big fan of yours. Thank you so very much for joining in. And I look forward to host you soon on High School Moms once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.